Welcoming back Francisca Kakra Forsen after your 10-day hiatus, taking you to different places, including the European continent and the the headquarters of Ghana, Abakrampa.
Abakrampa.
Is it Abakrampa?
Abakrampa, but you can say ABK.
ABK?
Yeah, it's also,
where is that?
So it's in the central region.
Close to which big town?
Close to which? So it's, if you know the Abra Asebu Mankessim constituency, Abakrampa sits there.
AAK.
AAK.
So Abra Asebu, is it like 3 towns?
It's yeah. So you have Asebu, and then you have Abra, and you have Mankessim. I think in the narrations that I heard from relatives, they said Asebu was the recent town that had joined.
So Abra and Mankessim.
Yes.
So which is the biggest town in that AAK place?
I'm unable to tell you that.
You don't know that place too much. Is it far from Cape Coast?
It's not so far from Cape Coast. I think you could do about 20 to 30 minutes drive from there to Cape Coast.
Abakrampa.
Yes.
How was the drive?
The drive was the Accra Cape Coast route, as usual, was horrible.
Oh.
But you could see that
Throughout?
Yes, you could see that, especially on the Bujumbura stretch. You could see that some work was going on.
Yeah.
And but the last time I talked about this, I think I got some feedback from the MP and also Minister for government's communications?
Yeah.
Felix Kwachifu. So I noticed
he's your MP.
He's my MP. So I noticed when you get to the Yamaranse junction and you branch, you take the branch, the rough road or the untarred road, there's some grading that was happening there. So that was impressive and gives us the hope that from that stretch into the town, we'll get to see the road.
So how far is your place from Yamaransa Junction?
It's less than 10 minutes drive.
So we go into the Yamaransa side.
Well, it's not a straight route, but once you branch, you take it's a turning to the right when you get to Yamaransa Junction. So to the right, and then you go in. It's quite a
Yamaransa Junction was famous for 2 things. It was the place that, of course, when you are coming from Kumasi to Cape Coast, when you get there, you know you are close.
Yeah.
But it was also the place we used to buy Fanti Kenke many years ago. Okay. These days, it's funny.
Yeah,
those days when I traveled to Central Region, I had to come back with Fanti Kenke. I think Fanti Kenke has lost a bit of its oomph in the way it used to be.
Yeah, its popularity has gone down.
Maybe people feel like the Gan Kenke, what is what you get. Fanti Kenke, we don't know what
the
you get.
Packaging is plenty.
No, you see, the problem has been that the Fanti Kenke that you buy in Accra is totally different from the Fanti Kenke that you bring from Central. The difference, if you buy Fanti Kenke from Accra here, it's almost like when you break it, it turns into crumbs. But when you buy Fanti Kenke from Central, it's soft. It has this pasty, it's like fufu.
Yeah,
exactly. It has this pasty feel.
So in Accra, we don't know how to do Fanti Kenke.
No, we don't. Including myself.
It doesn't depend on how you get it.
So if the Accra person is stocking from Central, then your best bet is you're going to get Central Fanti.
I like Fanti Kenke for a reason. The way it's dressed is very organic.
Yeah.
It's healthy as well. Although these days people try and put some plastic film around it, which I don't.
That didn't used to be the case. They used to put the green leaf, is it banana also around it before the darker one, the one that they've made it dry a bit.
Yeah.
But
I think
yes,
the challenge with having the pure organic is mass production. So if you are like a mass producer of Fanti Kenke, for many people, you want it to last for a bit longer. So you have to think of how to keep it intact and not get affected by the elements.
But when it begins to ferment, also translates into something else. So then people use it for mashed cake.
Fanti Kenke is actually better for mashed cake.
Yeah.
If you ask me, Gan Kenke is better for like pshito and stuff, but Fanti Kenke for me is better for mashed cake. It's better. So did you bring any mashed cake or Fanti Kenke on your way from the Central Region?
We'll discuss that. That one is between us
no,
as a family.
I take that as a firm no.
It's between us as a family.
No. You travel to Abakrampa and come back empty-handed.
So you see, it's the time of my trips. That's the challenge.
You go at the wrong time.
So coming back to Accra, I drove from, what do you call it? So we got on the Yamaransa Junction, and we got to Mankessim. In the night, the road is literally dark. for the most part, there are no street lights. So everybody is using their highlights, and it's very dangerous. So at some point, we decided to use the Shwedro stretch.
Is it?
Because between Mankessim and Winneba Junction, there were about 12 police stops. This is a 30 to 45 minutes drive. But we ended up spending 1 hour, almost 1 hour, 30 minutes.
12 police stops.
12 police stops.
What were they looking for?
I don't know.
God, talk to your people. Between Mankessim roundabout.
Yes, and this is a 30 to 45 minutes drive.
There was 12
police stops. And trust me, I was awake in the car. I didn't know what they were asking for. I didn't know what and so it caused pockets of. So it was as if every 5 minutes
traffic.
There was some traffic to stop.
Doesn't the IGP know this?
That was.
So you see,
can't he? Okay, let me ask you a question. Can't they decide one day to do mystery shopping? So IGP should wear plain clothes
and sit in a trotro.
Sit in a normal trotro, and see how his officers talk to trotro drivers and just arrest them.
Arrest them or
wouldn't that, like, if you want to stop bribery in the police or nuisance checks, or if you want to stop unsanctioned, so maybe that day what you should do is I should talk to the regional commander and say, I just want to know which of the places you set up official police stops. Then he will mark it on his book. Then he will sit in a normal car. Then he will get to all the ones that have not been marked. Then he will just go back to the police commander and say, okay, are you aware that there were 12 police stops between Mankessim and... Then you say, I didn't know. So really, try it next week Sunday. You hear me? So it's like they should solve it, but it's like they've given up on it.
And it becomes a nuisance. The irony was that you're driving on a road, it's pitch dark.
Yeah.
You don't even see them ahead.
And they are waiting there to catch you.
And
Sky, you know why I'm troubled about this? Now, the Mankessim roundabout itself is too small, by the way. The road is being done. We are happy with the road being done.
Yes.
But Christmas, one of the biggest things we see in Ghana is that we have the diaspora visitation at Christmas. Most of those people, when they come, they want to do Central and Western. Now, the way the road is going to affect the traffic to that region. So to add 12 police stops, it's just going to frustrate everybody. You get it? Because most of these guys, when they come for this December thing, they will do Accra a couple of days, maybe do Ho, do some place. They will definitely do Cape Coast. They will definitely do Asin Manso. Because that's where, Gabrielle, has done a very powerful video. She was interviewed about her encounter at Asin Manso. I can imagine a lot of Americans watching this and saying, I want a bit of that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Are they going to drive on a road with 12 police stops with dust and the police people asking you? You can't have that.
That's why
you
I said that I can speak for and against.
Okay, speak for. Okay. And let me see if it will make sense.
The for is that, look, the central region, especially that corridor, is one of the areas we see a lot of nightly activities of criminals. I frequent there for court responsibilities and all of that. And if you have to leave, you have to leave very early. If you're not lucky, you get into the hands of these, criminals who throw stones at your vehicle, hoping that they can get you off the road and then rob you. And they do that every now and then. So in terms of providing security for commuters on that stretch, there's a lot of argument to make for the installation of these, checkpoints. But the question...
Can I just add to that?
Okay.
Having adequate lighting would also add to providing security for the place beyond or in addition to the several checkpoints.
Exactly. So, yes, what we should be asking is, yes, the checkpoints are there, but are they doing what they are required to do? Or they are doing something incidental to or in place of what the requirement is? It would seem that the general complaints we get is that they have converted a need into their own national need.
New economy, a sub-economy.
Exactly. And that is where the IGP, I think, would have to be.
And the other challenge I have is that once you cause these go-slows because of the multiplicity of checkpoints, we can't even differentiate between a real police checkpoint and when there's a hold up because somebody's robbing people. Do you understand? So the checkpoints should be strategic and few and far between. I even think they should be based on intelligence around where criminal activity takes place. Because if I'm driving and I see people go slow, my natural instinct is to also follow them. Maybe the people are catching people and they are beating them.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Number two, as she said, the place should be better lit.
Yeah.
The road is a bad road already. To have darkness on it, it's not really fair. And I'm saying that the we checked the list of tourist visits in 2023. That list, I think a lot of the Cape Coast Castle was one of the places people visited a lot. Kakum Park was on the top.
Yeah.
I think Abri Gardens was also one of those. I think Elmina Castle too has a lot of visitors. If the road is not in a good shape by December, and the police continue with this type of thing, the economy will suffer. The economy will suffer. Central region, in my view, is one region with a lot of potential. Why? At the two extreme ends, Kaswa here, Komenda close to Takrady. So already its edges have development. Cape Coast, in a sense, has suffered because of those two. Okay. Now you have Winneba coming up. With Winneba's closeness to Budumburam, you can form a whole enclave there. If you do that, Swedro, Winneba, Bojuase Road, you've done something. Goma Central launched something they wanted to do, economic zone. Beautiful. There's a massive natural park in Goma Central that they've built. So my point is that a lot of people in Accra, if they don't want to go too far, Central region is fantastic. If you have great roads, Asin Manso is there. Central region can raise our GDP. You cannot create this police bottleneck. I agree that they must check crime. The road itself is undulating and so serpentine already. So Sky, honestly, I think the police should be interested in stopping these illegalities.
Yeah.
You know, and then the other thing is that you can see police who are genuinely there because this is where they are supposed to be. Then you see a police car hiding behind a tree with 3 policemen with guns.
They have torchlight.
And they've dressed differently. So, generally, MTTD police, when you see them, they are white. These guys will have this pickup. Then they'll park the car adjacent or like orthogonal to the road, hide under a tree, and they are waiting.
Now there's operations.
Operation for what?
Operations.
What operation?
Operations.
How do you have 12 checkpoints?
Operations.
See, if you have 12 checkpoints between Mankessim and Winneba, come on.
Operations.
12.
We need an optimal number.
Guys.
That's efficient.
Seriously.
So for every 5
Seriously.
minutes, we have to.
So what is the
Operations.
what is the intelligence information? Then you might as well close down the whole place. If you need 12 checkpoints between, how many kilometers is this?
I can't tell, but it's a 30 to
Check it on
45
Google.
minutes.
It's an economic operation.
Sky. It's not right.
It's an economic operation.
You can't do that.
we
Meanwhile,
need
there are enclaves with no police presence.
Yes.
If you use the back route, Bojuase to Swedru, there's even a route that takes you to Ejumako to Mankessim.
Yeah.
The Ejumako to Mankessim road is a very narrow road. There's no light. There's no police there.
We used on the return. We used the from Winneba to Swedru to Bojuase. Same problem. It's dark, and then you have the police there as well.
Yeah.
But there were fewer.
If I have contraband goods in Ghana, I won't use the main road. And the back route from Mankessim that takes you through Abura Dunkwa into Ejumako and then to Ejumako Bisiase, which continues. That route requires better police presence and light. But I don't think they do anything.
I don't get it. So, okay, we are stealing the lights in Accra.
Yeah.
Are they stealing the lights on that highway?
No, there's no lights there. So
there
on
are
the
no
highway,
lights
some
at all.
stretches that.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. So what is the difficulty in keeping
to be
that
fair,
area lit?
Those places, what you need is road reflectors. It's not realistic to expect street light on those roads. But what you can expect is at least if they mark the road well and they demarcate it, if it's not a feeder road, you should be able to know that you are in your lane.
So what's the difficulty?
They'll say we don't have money.
For the reflectors? For a road like
The road
that?
is not even good
Bro,
enough,
East
so you
Legon,
can't
East
put
Legon,
reflectors there.
they do a road from Ajenga not to some place. They put asphalt on it. Sometimes it
I-
takes
I-
them
I haven't
6
used that road
months.
in 10
I'm coming.
years,
It
so-
takes them 6 months to even mark it. Listen, no, you're talking about East Legon where rich people stay. They do a road, they just put asphalt and people start driving. They don't even mark it to now talk of even using. Do you know that they are still putting this road, Flower Pot interchange, that they did? It's only recently that they started marking it.
Yeah.
And they haven't even finished though. So here in Ghana, the road is for you to drive on it. It's not for any other purpose. There's no communication with you. The purpose of the road is for you to just drive your car on it and go fast. There's no communication, speed limits, nothing.
Well, the general feedback to the conversation you're having is that there were a lot of robberies on that road.
Yeah,
And so the checkpoints were necessary at the time. As to that, they are still necessary. But a lot of the messages that are coming say, in fact, somebody has counted. It says there are 16 checkpoints in all.
Oh, between Mankessim and
Yes,
Winneba
there are 16.
Junction.
Which means you are sleeping part of the journey.
No, I counted.
16.
I counted
But
12.
read what they are saying. Maybe I'll
Okay,
take
good morning. The police barriers mounted on that stretch at night is crazy. Unnecessary stops and checks. Something must be done about that. There's someone from the University of Ghana. Bernard and team, there used to be a lot of robbery cases on that road. The checkpoints have been there for over a year. We have 16 checkpoints in all. Please, these police roadblocks are purely to prevent crimes. They're usually done at night. Ben and Co., the police stops on the Accra Cape Coast Road have been there for years. There were times when we had a lot of robbery on that stretch. It was a good intervention, though it's sometimes annoying. I complained once about the many police officers on the road causing traffic. The police told me that once I'm using this road, I should make an hour allowance for them. Kojo from Tema.
Let me make the point. I'm not saying there shouldn't be checkpoints.
Yeah.
Sky, there should be structure to the checkpoints. There should be some logic to the checkpoints. If you have, please calculate for me. Mankessim to Winneba, how many kilometers? If I put 16 into that, I'm sure it's like every 4 kilometers there's one.
Let's use 12.
Let's
I
use
counted
12. Sky, you can't tell me that. I'm not a policeman, but I'm just saying that we cannot use a legitimate need to abuse citizens' rights of movement. We cannot use a legitimate need to create bottlenecks that don't make sense. We all know the police must protect us. You are driving somewhere, even in Accra, in the night, a residential area. Then you see a long build-up of traffic, maybe Tema. So I'm in Tema. I'm on the hospital road, and I'm going towards Ashaman overhead. Then the police have put a barrier right after the roundabout that takes you to so there's a roundabout there which has a shell. This barrier they've put there can cause traffic all the way to the hospital. When you get there, they shine the torchlights in your face. Carry on. I don't know what rubric they use to decide who they should check. Maybe if I have dreadlocks, they'll stop me and say, "Have we in the car?"
They do profiling.
All right. They'll open your boot. When they see me, sometimes when they see that a driver is driving you, you are probably a big man. I'm just saying that we don't need to know what they do, but the truth is that if Sky, you see, you can't cut off your nose to spite your face. I am not going to go there for Christmas, and I'm not going to take anybody there for Christmas because it's too much of a hassle. If I want to go to Cape Coast Castle, I won't go. Ghana is going to lose resources. So I'm saying that the tourism ministry, the central regional minister, the interior minister must have a special Christmas operations, whatever, which can make people secure, but also allow you understand, allow ease of movement, because the whole point of building is for people to move in ease. It's just too complicated. If you have a case in Winneba, will you go? It will be trouble. It's complicated.
I go every now and then.
You have to. It's not fair.
That's why I was saying that.
In fact, she came from Abakrampa with a cold. I'm sure she got it in the dust. In the dust. in the dust.
She could not have imported it from across
the ocean.
No, we don't know. She went to Abakrampa and brought a cold back.
But why should it be that cold? No, let me just
it was in the dust.
Let me give you
I wasn't exposed
a few more messages on the matter. Abeku, help me.
A lot of messages,
yes,
actually.
I'm just going to go through them before Edwin comes in. Hi, Bernard and team. I think the checkpoints are there to slow down the speed of vehicles because it's an accident-prone area, especially in the night. So if you realize the checkpoints are mounted mostly from evening to morning. This is Ernest from Afanko. Okay. Bernard, I lived in the Western region for 6 years. With the exception of the Briwa checkpoints where they are known for extorting motorists, we'll appreciate the importance of these checkpoints when you continue to Accra at night. These checkpoints are not there during the day. Anytime I was coming back to Accra, I made sure I left before 3 p.m. to avoid these stops. They may be annoying, but you feel very secure if you're a regular user of that corridor.
Let me ask, were there checkpoints there in the day?
No, I didn't. There were no checkpoints.
So it was the night issue.
It was the night issue. But you see, for every 5 minutes drive you stop, that's the inconvenience.
ADO Isumandazi from Tema Port Fire Service says, "Good morning, guys. If you've been robbed before on that stretch, you will appreciate these checkpoints. It's important to go slow and get home than to be robbed and killed by these useless criminals." Good morning to you, Bernard, and your panelists. Soto Police create a stop in front of the police station and back up traffic for a kilometer every evening. What criminals are they stopping? Commuters going home from work? Good morning, Bernard and team. Kindly note that the police stop is to protect the citizens as a result of criminal activity, which happens on the road during the day and night. Due to the construction of the road and the fact that their cars are not moving fast, criminals have been taking advantage. These criminal activities were happening right here in Bunuburam until the police checkpoints were put on the road.
We appreciate the context and the feedback.
Yep.
I'm just calling for
Structure.
a special structure for Christmas because we pride ourselves in being one of the preferred Christmas destinations. And one of the things we need to do, the other place I need to talk about is 25, Committee 25.
Hey, why?
And I'll tell you something. A lot of the diasporan community, their Airbnbs are in 25 because 25 have a lot of buildings available for those things. I think that I'm coming to the tourism minister because the tourism ministry benefits from these visits. That's when they thrive. They have to have a special Christmas traffic plan. I'm saying this with all seriousness that there has to be a special Christmas traffic plan for certain parts of the country. If you take Committee 25 into Accra, motorway is being done. It's going to be a nightmare. If I come to Ghana to be an Airbnb at what's the name? 25. I can't do anything in Accra. It doesn't make sense. So even if they are still constructing the road, they should create alternative routes, make it easy for the police to direct people to pass through those routes so that movement will not be stalled during Christmas. Because we've already seen traffic build up on the motorway this past week. And by next month, today is 11th, by 11th December, every morning people will be telling you there's traffic in Accra. So let's not wait and then police, we want you to come and tell us in collaboration with the Ministry of Transportation, what is your Christmas traffic plan for the urban areas? Accra, Kumasi, Cape Coast and all those places.
That enclave is very known for robbery between Apam Junction and Winneba Junction. It's just a 10-minute drive, but we have 3 checkpoints. They can re-strategize, have few checkpoints, and then have vehicles do patrols on the stretch instead. Good morning. The road checks have been there for a while. It's for security.
Oh.
Don't forget there were robberies along that stretch not too long ago, especially around the Potson area.
Go back to the previous text you read about Apam.
Okay.
Read it because I want to be sure of something.
Says that enclave is known for robberies, especially between Apam Junction and Winneba.
Apam Junction and Winneba.
Yeah, it says even between Apam Junction and Winneba Junction, which is a 10-minute drive.
So
you have 3 checkpoints.
Wow. And it's part of the 50-kilometer stretch?
Yes.
Okay.
So they can re-strategize, have a few checkpoints, and then have vehicles do patrols on the stretch instead. Good morning. The road checks have been there for a while. It's for security. Don't forget there were robberies along that stretch not too long ago, especially around the Potson area. It's a bit annoying, but it's better than insecurity during the night. This is Jacob from Oyarifa. Okay. Good morning, Bernard. There are 2 police checkpoints or stops on the Krobo Dumasi Otekpolu Road. One on the mountain not far from Dumasi and another at Obapa Township. These checkpoints are bribe-taking zones. The IGP should put professional men there, and the drivers should be admonished to carry their driver's licenses and have proper documentation for their cars. Ghana deserves better than these checkpoints. So Edmond from B Hills is reporting the police checkpoints on the Krobo Dumasi Otekpolu Road. Good morning, Bernard and team. As for the checkpoints, I think they should be there. My nanny is from Cape Coast, and she's always ranting about how kidnappers frequent the Accra Cape Coast Road. But yes, the roads also need to be properly lit. Good morning, City CBS, the City Breakfast Show. I think the frequent police checkpoints are great, especially at night. This is because people speed too much on that road. There are lots of unnecessary overtaking. It has basically turned into a race. It has basically been turned into a race course where even commercial vehicles participate enthusiastically. The most unreasonable thing is how they speed through towns, making it difficult and dangerous for local inhabitants. Guys, between Mankessim and Winneba, there are lots of illegal checkpoints in the evening that cause unnecessary traffic. At some points, there are 2 checkpoints within 2 minutes. When I was working in Takrade, there was a time a car was driving me. I nearly ran through them because we couldn't tell if they were the police or criminals, especially because they had no reflectors and were hidden in the bushes. This is Fifi. Bernard, it's not difficult to get a car from Sweden to Winneba, especially on market days, because Sweden to Winneba has about 4 police stops, and at each point, the driver pays 5 cedis. That's 20 cedis. And the road is also bad. Now, most drivers don't want to use that road again. Good morning, Bernard and team. Funny enough, from Winneba to Kaswa has about just 7 or 8 police checkpoints. This is Kwamena from Bawe.
By the way, what was the nature of the road between Mankessim and Winneba? Was it being done?
Well, it was fairly okay.
Fairly okay.
Fairly okay. You could drive properly. It wasn't marked, and then there wasn't any lights.
So when you got to Winneba, you went to use the Swedru side. You decided you were not going to use the Winneba to Kaswa.
Yes, we chose an even more horrible road.
So
because of safety.
You went on Swedru and then you went to appear at Bojuase.
Yes.
And came back to Kasua.
Yes.
All right.
Should I continue?
No,
yeah.
just give me a second. So we appreciate the comments on that road, and I also want the police administration to give us a comment on the multiplicity of checkpoints on that road. We just want to know the logic behind it. We understand we need to be safe, but having 12 checkpoints on a 50-kilometer stretch is a bit much. I wanted to say something about the roads. Don't you think that it would be sensible to rather build these ring roads? So you see that the Accra Cape Coast Road is a major road, but the alternative route basically can start from Achimota, Pokwase. All right, Pokwase can connect you back to the N1, and then, in fact, there's actually a route that takes you to Kasua from the back. They haven't done it, but be that as it may, if you get to Kasua, they can do Bojuase to Suedru as an alternative whilst they are fixing this road. I even think you can toll those roads, or you can decide that you will toll the main road and leave those roads free. Because if you are constructing a road and the alternative route is west, it means that not much thinking went into the road construction project. There's another road that, I mean, see, if you want to get to the central region from Accra, let's assume you are a farmer who goes to Adoso to get food, and you want to send the food to Cape Coast. You have no business coming to Kasua. There's a route that takes you from Nsawam through Upper West.
So you pass through Ebri.
No, yeah.
Before you get to Nsawam.
That's my point.
Yeah.
So you were trying to avoid traffic at Bujumbura,
Yes.
and you ended up. To be fair, I'm told that part of the road you used was not bad.
The Suedro stretch.
Yes.
Part was not bad, but
Yes.
you know what you hit on the Suedro from the Winneba junction,
Yeah.
that's really bad. It's stony. Okay, so we took the Winneba junction, I think is on the roundabout is the second turn through the Suedro road
Go to Agona
Bojuase, and then we came through Ebri, not Kaswa. We came through Ebri.
So it means when you got to Bojuase, you didn't come back to Kasua.
No, we did not.
You continued. Okay.
So you can there's a route from Bojuase to.
That means you went to
Ebri.
Adesu.
I think so.
Adesu,
Yeah.
then you went to Ashirase
Yes.
in Sawam,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
you came down to. So you means you got through in Sawam and you went to Ebri.
Yes.
Because
we
we're going
had
to
no
Adenta.
business with, yes, we're going to Adenta. We had no business.
But
With,
what was the nature of the road between Bojuase and Adesu?
oh, I think that was in
Fairly
fairly good condition.
And then the road
okay.
from Adesu to Sawam? You're not sure.
I would say same. Because
Up and down.
there
up
was
and
nothing
down.
to talk about.
It was just, yes.
It was the Suedro road that was horrible. The rest were manageable. I mean,
And then Sawam to Ebri was okay.
yeah.
There was a lot of traffic on Ebri. I went to Koforidua on Saturday, and that morning everybody was doing Keep Fit. So
Up the hill.
Charlie. So apparently some churches were doing Keep Fit up the hill, and then the people of Ashirasi were doing Ujira, and they were also coming down the hill. So there was a lot of traffic around the Peduasi all through to Ebri side. And when we're coming back to, there was a lot of traffic from Ebri down to Peduasi. And then Ebri girls and Presec Ebri were doing
Something.
visiting hours. Ekropon School of the Blind was doing 80th anniversary. So it was like, usually, apparently second Saturday of the month is when they do all those things. So Charlie, everywhere you pass was red. You know, and then they were doing some, I think they were carrying the chiefs also out for
Something.
Charlie, the road passer. But for me, I feel like there needs to be something said about the alternative routes.
Yeah.
Yeah, whilst this is going on, you want to say something?
Yeah, no, it was just a message that I wanted to read. I found interesting.
Can I
Go on, please.
interrupt you? I'm sorry about
Please
that.
interrupt.
Bernard, you were asking about towns along between
Yeah.
the Mankessim and Winneba
Yeah,
junction.
yeah.
So I've gone on the Google map, and some of the towns here, you have Ekumfi, Ekwafo, Ekumfi, Esweshia.
Swishia?
Yes, Esweshia.
Yeah.
And then you have the Apam junction, as you mentioned. There's Gomoa and Kamon. There's Gomoa Potin, and then there's Ochrekon before you get to the Winneba
So
junction.
it means you go through Gomoa East, Gomoa Central, and Gomoa West before you come to Ekumfi constituency. I'm just looking at constituencies now.
Okay.
And then you get to Mankessim. Mankessim in Fantiman East. All right.
Yeah.
So, and the other things are, guys, there are lots of great tourist sites on the coast. But
The roads leading to them are horrible.
I remember City did a program at a place called Blue Diamond Beach Resort.
Oh, I've been there. I love
So
that
when
place.
we're
But
going,
getting there is the
when you
Yeah.
get to Apam Junction, you have to drive,
Yeah.
and the road is very, very bad. At the time we went, I don't know if they've done anything about the road. There are lots of beautiful beach things
along
that stretch.
But the access roads are bad.